All right, this is section 9.3 in Algebra 1. This is the intro video. We're going to be looking at solving quadratics using the quadratic formula. Just as a reminder, in section 9.1, we talked about how to solve quadratics using the square root property. And in section 9.2, we looked at how to solve quadratics using complete the square. To help us get started with this, let's remind ourselves what the standard form of a quadratic is. It is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The a and the b and the c are all constant. They're just numbers, and the x's, of course, are the variables. So the quadratic formula is a formula in which you can simply plug in the appropriate numbers in the appropriate spots and it'll help you solve. So a lot of people like this because it is simply an evaluation of a formula. So let me show you the formula. If you've had an algebra class before, you've probably seen this. So the formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. And if you've seen this before, you've probably heard a bunch of different songs that will help you hopefully remember this. One of them is Papa Goes the Weasel. There's country, there's rap, there's probably rock, there's poems, there's all kinds of stuff. So I'll sing the song for you here, and hopefully this will stick and you'll be able to remember it. It goes to Papa Goes the Weasel. So here's what you could sing. X equals opposite b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So anyways, that is the song that you could sing to help you remember it, but whatever you got to do to remember it is fine. Okay, so down here I ask the question, where does this come from? I'm going to just briefly describe where it comes from. If any of you are really interested in seeing this, be happy to show it to you, but maybe not on this video. Where does it come from? It comes from doing complete the square on the standard form of a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So it's a little complicated. If any of you are interested, would be happy to show you. But I thought maybe our time could be better spent by just talking briefly about how this could be used on a quadratic. So, for example, let's say that you had a quadratic that you were trying to solve. Let's say it was 3x squared minus 8x plus 2 equals 0, something like that. What you would do is you would identify the a, b, and c. So a is 3, and b is 8, and c is 2. You could write that off to the side. A equals 3, b equals, or c, it should be b equals negative 8, and c equals 2. Okay, so once you have those three numbers, the a, b, and the c figured out, you can just plug those into the quadratic formula. So I'm just going to set this up. We'll do a lot of practicing with this when you get to class. So it would be x equals the opposite of b. So it would be negative 8, end up being positive 8, plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared. All I'm really doing is replacing the b with a negative 8, minus 4 times 3, because a is 3. Since c is 2, it would be times 2. And then all over 2a. A is 3. So all I've really done there is I have simply plugged in the various numbers correctly in for the a, b, and c within the quadratic formula. What would follow from here is some very careful order of operations type evaluation. If we do that correctly, we should be fine. So we'll practice a lot more of this when you come to class. You ready to sing the song? We'll sing it together and practice a lot. Hopefully get really good at this. See you in class.